Well, it's been a while since I've been on here to just say anything. Actually, I've just kind of been self improving because I needed to. But first, I'm going to tell you a little piece of advice. When you go hanging up seashells, which is fine, it's fun, and I think they're so pretty, and they're all memories for me, so it makes it more special for me. But this time, I decided to get extremely adventurous, and I put this up. I did it, you know, while it was hanging out here. It took me, a little over a week, but that was okay. I had time. But when I got it done, it kept popping twine and it was going to fall. And I was scared it was going to fall and hurt somebody. So I had to get a chain up there to hold it up. I'm going to tell you, it's heavy. So don't ever do a project that you can't lift up by yourself. But I wanted to share it with you because every shell has a memory for me. There's they each have something special. So anyway, this is my little corner of my upstairs porch because it's easier for me to get to nowadays. And I got my little net hanging, so if anything gets through here, it won't get me. I'm protected. But I got these hanging, and they're also special. Except for that one right there. My son bought me that for my birthday. And I love it because he said it reminded him of the beach, which reminded him of me. So that was special to me. Well, now I'm going to tell you my education right after I sit down, and hopefully I don't need the inhaler to do it. I'm trying to back up here, which don't work out too good for me. But anyhow, I have been adventuring around YouTube, just going here and there and just listening. I listen at night when I'm sleeping. Yeah, I do. I listen while I'm sleeping because it keeps me company. Because I was home alone for like a week. Well, I'm here a lot alone, actually. But my husband, he went to his family's this year on July 4th. And July 5th is my birthday. But I didn't go with him this year because I just didn't, okay? That's another story. But anyway, I was here by myself. And I haven't never been here, without a house full of grandbabies or, them running in and out. But anyhow, it was a new experience for me. Taught me a little bit of something. But anyhow, look at there, I done lost my train of thought. But while I was doing that, I was, I'm just going around YouTube. And to my utter surprise, I found that there is so many individuals that call themselves human, just like Mary. And I noticed that the common denominator was none of them got the message. None of them could understand why people just didn't, fall down and worship them. Because to me, they have some kind of missing component, component to themselves. They all get on here and beg for money. That was one thing. None of them work a lick. None of them even thought about working a lick to even earn a penny. All of them are hiding and, just being total asses. And all of them have enough sense that they could work some kind of job. They could be a Walmart greeter. They could be, a parking lot attendant. There's many things they could bag groceries at Publix. There's so many wonderful things they could do, which would give them a little bit of self-worth and a little bit of respect. But no, they don't do that. But I did learn something about myself during this travel, is that I have tried every which way possible to help Mary, my personal little piece of shit on earth, to help her see something, in her behavior. But no, it's a useless battle. That was a conclusion that I had come to. It's just no point. She's never going to get it. She is completely a hopeless piece of nothing that is never going to do nothing. She will never ever admit to anything wrong, and she will never ever talk truth. She will always lie. And I mean, I probably could think of some more things that I could throw out there in the universe, but I think I've probably put out as much truth. I mean, granted, it's all unorganized, but nevertheless, I've said it, showed it, and walked it and talked it. There's not much else that I can think of to do. You know, maybe years ago, if I would have took the legal route, I would have had a better, you know, I could have really probably done something, but it would have been a waste of my money because, you know, people who do nothing have nothing. But instead, I chose to come on here, and I chose to reveal her for what she was and the place that she loves to be, which is on here on YouTube. But anyhow, because, you know, once you start slinging it back and when you go back and forth, you kind of lose credibility in the court of law, which is kind of the way I see it. It's kind of well, you did this, and then I came on here, and whether I corrected you or tried to, nevertheless, I was slinging some mud, and you were slinging some dog shit. So, with that being said, I have learned this. Now, am I going to go away? No. Am I going to keep learning my lessons? You bet. I'm another year older, for God's sake. I've lived longer than I'm going to have left on this earth. So, yeah, I'm going to keep learning, and I hope to share it with you, too, as I go along on this journey, which I'm going to start right now. I got to get those 3 little plants there. They're cotton plants. I do that in memory of my mom, and then I have the grandkids pick the cotton because it teaches them what their grandmother went through. And, you know, want them to realize you're not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, and don't expect nobody to put one in your mouth because you ain't going to get one. And life can be painful, and picking cotton is painful. So that's just my little lesson for the grandbabies. But I'm going to tell you a little story, which I hope you find as amusing as I have. The house that my daughter lived in, which was the house that my sister had, which is right across the street from me. Well, my daughter and them have they've moved further south. And so they sold the house, and they sold it pretty quick. And the man that bought the house, he paid, I'm going to tell you because there's something behind this. He paid $270,000 for the house, which is unbelievable to me, but I understand property values have went up considerably. So anyway, he paid this much for the house. Then he put about, you know, roughly 40 grand into kind of adding some things and, you know, modernizing it a little more. And that was pretty. It looks good. But the house is really small. I mean, to me, it's small. It's a lot smaller than mine. But of course, I had more people in mind. But anyhow. And then I watched it go up on the market. Well, the guy who bought it lives in the big city of Atlanta. And he's a real estate person. And he's about as smart as a tick. Okay? I watched him. He put it up on his website for $430,000. Well, I about choked when I saw that, but that's beside the point. And then he's dropped it down here lately. It's down to $389,000, mind you, for an 1,800 square foot house. And here's what the idiot told my husband. Bless his heart. We were outside doing some little yard work, and he come over and he said, I sure thought I would be able to sell this a lot quicker, you know, because it's got 7 acres on it. And my husband kind of laughed at him and said, well, did you look it up good? Because you do understand that the majority of that land is underwater. You do know that, right? Well, he didn't. So then when he went and put it on his website, let me tell you what he described it. Now, y'all know I live, this is the river right behind my house, and it runs, you know, kind of circles the area here. It's called the Mulberry River. And most people know this. I mean, I struggled with it because to me, it just looked like a creek, but that's just me. So anyway, he put the house in the paper, and it says that it's got a lake view from the front and it has its own personal lake. And when he kind of pumped it up real good, you know. And I have been looking out my window here lately, watching people come and go. Now, sure, you know, most of them are not from around here, and they're all out there looking for the lake. Well, what's behind the house is actually a man-made pond, which overflows if it rains too much. You kind of get the idea where I'm going with that. And the only way you're going to see water from the front of your house is you come over here and trespass on my yard, you know, to see some water that you might think is a lake, but it isn't, it's a river. Well, so I have watched these people walk up and down the street, and, you know, when it was my birthday, I was here just kind of pouting, to be honest with you, but I was just sitting here, and I'm watching them out the window, and I said, if they come over here, today's my day. I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings because it's my birthday and I want to. And that's what I was gonna go out there and ask them idiots what the hell they were looking for. And if they're looking for the river, the lake, they wasn't gonna find it. And if they wanted to persist and keep looking for it, I was gonna help them find the river. Well, anyway, I didn't get that opportunity. But I watched some people come and go, and yesterday saw some people show up over there, and they got out of their car. Now, this was the funniest thing. This house also comes with its own personal homeless guy, its own personal hobo, who has taken, you know, has taken over the lot next to it, hiding there, with got no sense. It's just the funniest thing. I told my husband, I said, I wonder if these people know they buying a house that comes with its own private hobo. But they don't, because they're still looking for the lake. But I'm telling you, I about died laughing yesterday. Saw these people pull up, and they tied their little dog to the tree, which was cute. You know, I seen him out there. And then they went in, they looked around, they come outside, they're walking, looking for the lake. And the one in the back, they're still looking for it. But when they saw the hobo, they hurriedly got in their cars, 2 cars, to leave. And we're still looking out the window because we nosy kind of people. And my husband goes, hey, they forgot the dog. And I was like, no, they did not. He goes, the dog is still tied up to the tree. And I was like, well, we might want to keep an eye on it because it's, you know, 90 degrees here and the little thing might die. So we're watching. And then about 15 minutes later, here come the cars speeding back up the road. They had forgot the dog. They got scared of that hobo that's going to come with that over almost $400,000 home they're looking at. Now, I'm going to tell you what, this is not no $500,000 neighborhood. It's just not. Now, if they get that money, I'm going to be tickled to death because that means my house, is really climbed up in value, and it might be time to get and go. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm watching. But I'm enjoying the entertainment of the city realtor, who is, I'll never trust a realtor ever again, because I'm watching out the window to the manipulation and the lies, and just pure. It's just awful. I mean, these people out here in this heat looking for a lake and looking for a back deck that don't exist, and looking out the front door looking for the lake in front of the house. There's not even a damn swimming pool out here anymore. It's so funny to me. But anyhow, that's my lesson for today. I want to just send Carrie some love as she sees this. And I'm going to talk to her today. And Lisa Marie, I love you too, baby girl. You're still my little hippie child. So, and David Denominici, I just adore you. You never ignore me, and I just adore that. No matter what I post, you say something. I mean, I put a picture of my grandpup because he come over on my birthday, and he was wearing Crocs. Listen, that dog will do anything his mom and daddy tell him to do. He wears Crocs, he wears clothes. He's better mannered than most people in the world. Just the sweetest dog, and he walks better in them than I can barefooted. It's just the funniest thing. But anyway, if you haven't seen him, take a look at him. He's just so cute. But wearing Crocs, had on little Crocs. The dog is a movie star, I'm telling you. Well, anyway, I'm going to get off here for now, but I will be back. Maybe tonight, because I'm going to show you. I had to bring it's a Christmas light that has colors, that reflect off of things, projection light. Well, I only used the green one. And it looks like, lightning bugs at night. I showed y'all before, but I brought it out here on the porch because this is my favorite place now. And I got it going off into the woods over the river here. So to me, it's just so peaceful. Just so peaceful. But anyhow, I hope everybody is safe. I hope you're all happy. I hope you all know that I really, really, really miss you. And I really, really, really wish the best for everybody. And for those that don't like me, I'm sorry, but I'm still breathing. Now, I have to use an inhaler a little more than I used to. But I'm still here. And so for that one, don't get too happy. Because I'm not gone yet. And I will give y'all some more little life lessons later on.